So recently my content has changed a lot and I kind of want to get back to my roots of doing some tip videos and kind of doing a mixture of all types of content. So in today's video, I'll be doing 5 things you don't do that you should in Rainbow Six Siege. Now, before the video starts, let me know down in the comments, guys, what type of content would you like to see, especially like tips wise, like should I go more in depth on a certain subject? Just let me know. But besides that, I stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on twitch.tv. Link will be down in the description. Let's get right into the video. At number 1 is drone work. Now, what I notice when people use their drones is they use it very inefficiently. For example, when a entry fragger starts a round off, what they usually do is they just end up not picking up their drone or leaving it in some type of flank watch position. They end up leaving it in spawn, and it's a very annoying thing, especially when you die and you have to flip through 2 drones and there's like that one drone in the middle that's literally just staring at either a wall in spawn or just in spawn in general. What you need to be doing if you're an entry fragger with drones is you need to suicide your drone at the start of the round. Find the bomb site because you're not going to be the one droning someone else in. Your support players are. You shouldn't expect them to just find the bomb. They need to be droning you in at the start of the game and round. So as an entry fragger, your drone work needs to be either watching some type of flank in the late round, so when someone dies they're actually useful, or you're finding bomb site. As a support player, you need to be droning in your entry ops, and just in general, when you're droning, you need to be droning gadgets. You need to be calling out where the specific gadgets are, and that will help you try to identify who needs to do what and who needs to clear what type of utility. At number 2 is proper communication. Now this kind of ties in with drone work. Like I said, when it comes to identifying certain utility and gadgets, you need to be calling those things out. Like if there's an ADS somewhere or there's a Banshee somewhere and you need somebody to clear it. But a very underrated factor of communication is painting a perfect picture with either precise callouts or unique callouts. What I notice a lot of players doing is they don't call out the position of the operator that they identified. For example, if you see a Jaeger somewhere and you're not calling out if he's crouched, standing, proning, etc., this is something you just need to add into your communication gameplay. And to be honest, that's just where the line gets drawn between lower ranked ELO players to higher ELO players. The better that you get and the higher ELO you get, you're going to notice more in-depth callouts. Even if you're solo queuing and you know nobody's answering you, giving callouts is still a good idea because maybe somebody is listening or somebody just doesn't have a mic but they can still hear you. Especially when you die or if you're just having a bad game in general, getting on cams, asking your teammates to give you a flank drone and just staying intact, that's going to really pick up the slack of you not being able to drop a frag. Sometimes people just have bad games and it's okay. As long as you're keeping in a positive mindset, you're on cams, and you're trying to help your team win. At number 3 is confidence. Now, this is relevant whether you're up 3-0 and you're getting overconfident or you're down 0-3 and you're not confident at all and you just want the game to be over. When it comes to becoming overconfident, you have to realize that this game is all about momentum. Doesn't matter. You haven't won yet, so why are you celebrating? A lot of players like to just act like the other team isn't human and that they're basically all coppers, so they can go ahead and run out spawn peak. They can just meme. And what happens usually is you're down 3-0, you meme, you lose a round, you're like, whatever, it's all good. 3-1, you're like, okay, we gotta take it a little bit serious. Then you lose that round, then it's 3-2, and you're like, okay, guys, let's stop trolling. We need to win this. And the momentum has completely switched, and the other team is full-fledged coming back. And usually what happens is you end up losing those type of games because you're now just trying to take it serious when it's 3-2. On the other hand, when you're down 0-3, a lot of players just want to get out of that game. They don't care anymore, and they just lose complete confidence, and they either want to get out of that game or just turn off their console or PC. You have to realize that this game is all about momentum. One round can really flick the switch, and you guys can come back like it's nothing. You got to play every round like it's 4-4 overtime, and you're about to gain hella elo. You got to play for the win, and you got to stress it out because sometimes you're going to be down 0-3, and that happens. But when you're in this situation where you're down 0-3, instead of bitching and moaning and bringing negative energy, you got to see how you can uplift your team and how you can almost adapt to the way that the other team is playing. Especially when you know you're down 0-3, you're going to know the other team's going to play very stupid. It's a very good percentage that this happens. Now, you need to find a balance when it comes to being confident, though. Because what I noticed, when you're underconfident, you're going to underperform. When you're overconfident, you're going to, ego the other team and think that you're the best player ever. And it ends up making you look very stupid and, you start performing very bad. You got to find the balance of understanding how to balance your confidence and ego. At number 4 is playing man advantage / playing for refrags. Now, playing man advantage and playing for refrags go hand in hand. Let's start off with playing man advantage. Let's go in the perspective of a roamer. A lot of the times, if a roamer does his job, he will waste a lot of time, shoot a lot of drones, get one frag, and then rotate back to site if they're able to, and play man advantage. This allows you to go into a state where you're playing for refrags. Now, if you don't know what a refrag is, basically it's a 1-to-1 trade. Say Vigil was roaming, he got one frag, he rotated back to site, he's playing man advantage. He now should hold crosses with another teammate that's in site or around site. And if one person that's watching with Vigil, if the person gets swung and killed, Vigil is there to re-swing and get that refrag. It's basically just a 1-to-1 trade. If you watch any type of Pro League or you watch Pro League, you'll notice that in CSGO or Rainbow Six Siege, it's a refrag. That's all you see is just bodies get dropped. A lot of players are just playing off each other, and that's why they're pros, because they understand how important it is to play off of their teammates and play together rather than solo roam or solo, just push. Last but not least, at number 5 is taking accountability. Now, ever since I switched from Xbox, and even when I've been on Xbox, from being a gold 1 to being a plat player to hitting diamond and then champ and then switching to PC, being a plat player, diamond player, wherever I go, it's no matter who I play with, I always run into somebody that doesn't know how to take accountability. They feel like they're the perfect player and their ego is highly saturated. So you have to realize and analyze that in your gameplay that you make mistakes and you are somehow part of the loss no matter what. I don't care if you had 15 kills or whatever. Somehow you made some type of mistake to lose the game. It's a team-based game. So even though you had 15 kills, you got to ask yourself, how many of those kills were empty? You can bait, get empty frags, and then have a high saturated KD, but that doesn't result in winning the game. If you're not playing off your teammates or making your teammates better players by either, communicating, talking to them, helping them become better players in the day-to-day rank, then you're part of the loss. Because even though you're getting a saturated KD, you're not benefiting your teammates in any way. This game's a team-based game. It's not based on KD. It's not based on kills. It's based on how well can you coordinate with your teammates, use the utility properly, and all of that. So that was my 5 things you don't do that you should. Let me know in the comments one thing that you might think that should be on this list. It would be much appreciated. Also, let me know in the comments what type of content you guys would like to see from me in the future. But besides that, I do stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on twitch.tv. Like I said in the beginning of the video, link will be down in the description. I appreciate you so much for watching the video. This is Garfield as Doc. One love.